Warning! The following podcast includes bottomless mimosas and fresh avocado toast for only $58.95 plus gratuity. This is Crudimentary Questions with your hosts, Sandy and Jill.
Hey, Sandy.
Hi, Jill.
I have a question.
Yay!
So, are celebrities just like real people? I mean, regular people, not real people.
No, it turns out they're all wax figures. Just brought to life.
Gosh.
They're brought to life by magic.
They're androids.
They're
I do
robots.
think maybe Jeff Goldblum is an alien.
No, don't talk about that. No, he's real.
He might be.
No, he's real and he's pure as the driven
from
snow.
another planet.
No.
I mean, I still want to have sex with him.
No, here's the thing. Jeff Goldblum is the perfect, version of a person. A real person, flesh and blood. So there's nothing fake about him because he's so perfect. I have to believe. Here's the thing. I don't really believe that Jesus Christ was the perfect person. But Jeff Goldblum
is the perfect person?
Definitely is.
He's just got this way of being like borderline creepy, like a little touchy-feely.
He's not.
But you want it to happen.
Here's the thing. He's not creepy. He's intense.
He's very intense.
He's intense, but he's soft about it.
He's
and he
very
goes,
soft.
It's the whole Jurassic Park with Laura Dern when he's like rubbing the water on her hand and she's totally in a relationship and it's so flirtatious and sexual and he's just like the way that the hairs on your arm, it's a chaos theory and you're just like wetting your panties, just like gushing. I was like 12 years old watching this movie, just like I was like,
and I feel like Dr. Allen would be like, I'll allow it.
Yeah. He's like,
I'm okay with this.
He's like, you know what? Fair game.
Open relationship.
Fair game.
As long as it's Jeff Goldblum.
So anyway, are celebrities regular people? Like, are they like regular people?
Well, you know, those magazine articles where they say, whatever.
Kristen Stewart eats frozen yogurt.
Kristen. Chris Hemsworth is wearing a sweatshirt like a person. Wow.
What? How do they wear sweatshirts?
I don't know.
I mean, yes, they are like regular people in that they exist on the same plane of existence as we do. But I mean, their lives are exceptional in I only mean that in the sense that they are the exception to the norm. Not that they're better, you know?
Yeah.
So they do a job and sometimes it's kind of 9 to 5. Sometimes it's more like it's like 18 hours long or whatever, but they get all these weird other kind of like experiences.
Like
such
paparazzi.
As, paparazzi, getting followed, more money, fans, adoration, all of that. But then there's also the whole they are being watched all of the time. Mm-hmm. And if you have ever been in a situation where you are being watched all of the time, that's that's really stressful.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel like a normal person if I was being recognized. I mean, honestly, I go to Kroger and I see friends there.
Oh God,
and that freaks me out.
And we hide. We just duck.
I don't I'm sorry if I've talked to you in a Kroger before and I clearly looked uncomfortable.
It's because I was.
And I didn't want to talk to you. Yeah. And I also didn't want to run into you 4 more times later in the other aisles and be like, hi again.
You just keep dodging each other in the aisles, you know? Like you see each other in the cereal aisle and then you end up in the produce section and then you end up in the toilet paper section and all of a sudden you're buying condoms and you're like, these are my favorite.
Don't
ripped.
judge me.
Yeah, ripped.
Don't judge my life choices.
Yeah.
I need Cheetos and toilet paper because I'm buying Cheetos.
Yeah.
I need extra.
Look.
It causes anal leakage. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think that the main thing that celebrities have that we don't is constantly being bombarded at a Kroger.
Okay, well, let's be clear. The main thing that celebrities have that we don't is money.
Oh, right.
And that's kind of important as, I work, 40, 50 hours a week to scrape by. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of frustrating to like barely be able to save. And then, but someone, you know, else works exactly as hard as I do or harder, but they're making, you know, astronomically more than me, you know, they can save or they can splurge or they can, you know,
buy a yacht.
Yeah, they can buy a yacht.
Or an island.
And I'm like really strategizing every Uber drive I take, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm a normal human being. Like, you know, I can do that. I can, you know, do the math. But having money would be nice. Having money would be nice, and having fans would be nice.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Sometimes celebrities are famous because they have money. You know, the Kardashians.
I think we can agree. Oh, God, we're getting into that. We're getting into that.
Well, celebrities. Aren't they a celebrity?
It's true, but
it's like privileged celebrityism.
It's this type of, because this has it's funny we think about this sort of thing emerged recently. It didn't. This has always been a thing. Where people are famous because they're rich, or they're famous because their parents were famous, or you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So a lot of times I will hear, especially people who are like somewhere around our age, like in the 30s, talk about how they're like, this is bullshit, you know, like the Kardashians are famous for being famous and Paris Hilton's famous for being famous. Just, you know, like they have no talent. They don't really do anything. They just kind of exist. Yeah. And they, you know, they hawk makeup products or whatever, and they get butt implants, and everybody oohs and ahs, and it's a big deal, and it's totally, it lacks substance. They don't make art. You know, they don't really give anything back to the world. And isn't this such a commentary on like how shallow our society has become? My point is, it's always been that way. Right. Because there's always been a thing called a socialite. At the and before socialites, there were royalty, princesses.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to compare the celebrity lifestyle to it's our royalty.
Yeah.
American royalty is just celebrities.
Yeah, and it's not just like we can talk about the UK and their, you know, the
actual royalty.
Yeah, the Prince Harry and whatever.
Meghan Markle?
Right. And the Prince other guy, William, and Kate is his wife.
Or did we get those mixed up?
I don't think, I actually think we got those right.
I'm really bad at all that.
No, it's fine. But that's the thing, like in the UK, those are a big deal, but like, you know, you go to like what is it? Like Norway also has a monarchy, you know, like, yeah. I mean, and they're kind of ineffectual, but they are like figureheads or whatever. And people are into their lives too, you know? And we don't have a monarchy. And fortunately, most of our presidents, except for the current one, have been pretty goddamn boring. In general.
I miss that.
I miss a boring president, man. If we could just have a dull ass president, that would be great. If you could just like read like memos
or go bird watching occasionally.
Yeah, or just like
that's his hobby.
Yeah, he's just like,
the most boring thing.
You know, the cardinals. The cardinals in the winter are just, they're lovely.
They're just lovely.
And everybody just falls asleep. That would be great. But yeah, we don't have the monarchy. But we have Hollywood.
We have Hollywood.
Nobody else fucking has Hollywood, man. That is us.
Yeah.
And so we get that, but even Hollywood makes movies. Movies are generally art, even if they're shitty art. You know what I mean? Then you have the social media culture, which is, you know, the Kardashians and whatnot. But again, all of this like shallow entertainment and celebrity worship has always existed in some form, as long as there has been like a society that could like send out information. Yeah. In one way or another, you know?
As long as there's a way to see them. I think it's all about their branding, you know, and what they look like, you know. It's not just that Paris Hilton was rich. She's also pretty, you know.
Well, she's like tall, skinny. Yeah. And like with a kind of bitchy attitude, whatever.
It's a brand.
Yeah,
she has a brand.
She made a brand. I mean, and she gets the name behind her. So, I don't know. I guess I think about that kind of thing like we can vent about it all we want, but we're just being very unoriginal when we do.
That's true. So, celebrities become famous most of the time by pop culture.
Well, via pop
culture. movies, music, television. But what about like how people are famous on YouTube? Isn't that such a cool phenomenon nowadays that like anyone just put a camera in their bedroom, take video of themselves playing a video game or something really stupid, and they're not only famous or getting millions of views, but they're making money. Like they're monetizing that.
I gotta tell you, man, that universe is completely foreign to me.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I can you name for me one YouTuber?
Well, I follow a lot of Sims.
Of course, I shouldn't even have asked.
So there's this one girl named Kelsey Impecious. I don't know how to say her last name. Impecious May. It's something Italian. Anyway.
Sure. Hashtag Kelsey.
Hashtag, please don't.
Hashtag Kelsey something Italian.
Yeah.
Sims girl.
I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it. But yeah, she has a whole Sim family that she raised on. She has 100. She's doing like this 100 baby challenge for the Sims.
All right. I honestly, I really don't want you to explain that.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. But you know what I think you're hitting on?
Yeah.
Is niche culture.
Right.
Which is stuff that's really important to a pretty small amount of people, just in terms of the larger population. So it's like when you say like Tom Cruise, everybody in the goddamn world knows who Tom Cruise is.
Yes.
And they know about his stupid Scientology and, you know.
And he jumped on a couch on Oprah.
Yeah. And like he was married to that girl and then whatever. We all know about Tom Cruise. That's macro culture. Microculture is basically, it goes down in like stages, but when you get really down to the nitty gritty of it, you end up with this Kelsey Italian name girl she's famous in a small community of people. But how small is that community? That community could be 100,000 people.
I mean, it's on BuzzFeed.
I honestly, at this point, I'm not entirely sure if that's good or bad.
It's not. I don't know what
it's
it
one
is.
or the other. But how many views do her videos
Okay,
have?
that could be our internet
question.
Internet question.
But
we'll
like,
look it up.
Yeah, but let's say like if this podcast got 100,000 listens, you and I would lose our damn minds and be so excited, you know?
Yes. I kind of... do you want to be famous? Like...
Oh,
have
yeah.
you ever thought about that?
Yes. Yeah, I totally. I'd be a great famous person.
You would be a great famous person?
Yes.
How do you become a great famous person?
I mean, you don't become a great famous person. You just are a great famous person. First, you have to get famous, right?
First. That's the first
step. Get famous. But here's the thing. I have no, like, desire to do any of the things that would make me famous fast.
Right.
You know, like, I don't want to be an Instagram person. You know, like...
Right. There's a lot of work in that.
Well, it's a lot of work, but it's also, I can't get past how shallow everything is. I'm still in that, you know, mid-30s, like it's got to be substantive art, whatever. Like, the problem is I'm a songwriter and all of that, but I'm also, like, incredibly lazy and just crippled by, major depressive disorder and low self-esteem. You know, so that's not helpful in terms of that. But
wicked combination.
Wicked combination. But here's the thing: if everybody would just agree that I was great.
Oh, already,
right?
That would
I do no work.
Yeah,
like I put in no effort, and everybody just agrees that I'm awesome. Then I think I'd be a really good famous person.
I think there's some underlying issues with that.
A lot. A few.
I think
just a few.
I think part of the way, you know, you could go the route of, instead of being famous, be infamous, like do something naughty.
I don't want to.
Like,
well, I mean,
everyone hates you.
I don't want to. The only reason people would hate me is if I did something to hurt somebody, and I don't want to hurt anybody.
Well, no, I'm not saying hurt someone, but you know, there's some people who are famous for the wrong reasons. Like maybe they got ridiculed on live television or something, and that's infamy. That's not.
No, I get
it's
it.
Negativeness, right?
No, I don't want that. I don't want that because
want that?
I could have just tried out for one of the 8,000 reality television shows that passed through Nashville in the last 10 years, you know, and I never did that.
Yeah.
You know?
Good example.
I'm like, yeah, I did. I would want to be known for something that mattered. I just don't want to try.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna think about that and figure that out, what that would be.
Well, okay, so do you want to be famous?
I don't think I do. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to quote Dave Chappelle.
Please do.
You can become famous, but you can never become unfamous.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't just like unring that bell.
You can't stop it. It's an ongoing thing. Like, in whatever you become famous for, it could be something respectful. It could be something unrespectful. You know, infamy, like I was saying. Like, you know, someone who's super talented at playing concert piano.
Sure.
Wants to be a famous concert pianist.
Sure.
But instead, like, maybe she's caught, I don't know, in a McDonald's viral video or something where, like,
oh, she like throws cheeseburgers.
Like, look at this angry lady.
This angry, like, viral video.
Yeah.
Angry lady throws cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
At like the teller for like some really like stupid reason, but then it turns out they're like, by the way, guys, she's like a concert pianist who like makes a bunch of money and travels the world.
Oh, but no one cares about that.
No, but they would.
No, but they wouldn't. They would only care. She would only become famous as the cheeseburger McDonald's lady and not the concert pianist.
Well, what I'm saying is that the cheeseburger McDonald lady aspect of her life could affect the concert pianist lady of
she could ride on the coattails of her McDonald's infamy.
I think it would go the other way though, because I think people, the demographic of people who want to see this lady play concert piano are not the demographic of people who want to see cheeseburger.
No, not at all.
Lady, right?
Not at all. Different people.
Yeah.
I think those are different people.
Just different demographics.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So poor lady doesn't become famous in the way she wants.
Yeah. She was like, I wanted to be known.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what this is like? God, I'm kind of hesitant to bring this up because this is kind of like.
Is it crudimentary?
It's not something you want to talk about at a dinner party.
Okay.
There was a case of a young man who sexually assaulted a woman. His name is Brock Turner.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
That's such a turd bucket.
Yeah, turd bucket. Convicted rapist also. But he sexually assaulted a woman at a party and was convicted of the rape, but he got a very light sentence because he's
white privileged.
Well, he had a very promising swimming career.
Oh, gross.
Yes, he was going to be an Olympic swimmer or something like that.
See, that is definitely, he is infamous.
Yeah, that's
forever now.
That is what we're talking about because there was a possibility before he committed that crime, which he definitely committed and was convicted for committing that crime, that he was going to be known for being a very, very good swimmer. And instead of being known for being a very, very good swimmer, he's known for being a rapist because he is one.
Right.
And he got convicted of it. But like the reason people like kind of make a big deal about that is because the judge, you know, in the case was like, I'm going to lower his sentence because it's such a shame that this kid with a bright future now has to have this stain of being a rapist on him. It's like,
let's like forget about the victim.
Who
like, had to suffer,
who suffered through it, and now like she has to wake up every day and know that he did that to her and remember it. And like as a person who's been sexually assaulted, like that's not a thing that you forget, you know. Like it's like it affects the victims, but you know that's a whole other thing. But what I'm saying is that's exactly your point. That is a person who really, really hoped to be known for one thing, and
then he raped a sleeping girl.
Then he had to go sexually assault somebody behind a dumpster. So that's what you get.
I think that ultimately, the problem with being famous for me, is the judgment. Is the constant, like, yes, maybe people will like you for whatever you're famous for. Yeah. But there's always gonna be haters.
Oh yeah.
I mean, isn't that what Taylor Swift sings about?
That's the only thing she sings about. Let's be clear. I really like Taylor Swift. I think
she's American sweetheart.
It's
right?
not just that. I think she's a solid songwriter.
She's actually I honest. Okay, here's how I feel. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
What, like, it's not my cup of tea.
Sure. Not your favorite genre or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like piss on it or anything.
Yeah. People. Like
I respect it.
Yeah,
I respect it.
Totally
it's
respect
out
it.
there, and she's doing her thing.
Yeah.
But dang, yeah, she does sing a lot about haters.
Yeah,
haters gonna hate.
But there are. You're right. Judgment is a part of being in the spotlight, and I can imagine that is frustrating because there are people who can look at you and say, and immediately, like the problem is they immediately, and I know I've done this, but I try to just keep it offline or keep it in my head as opposed to like saying it out loud. But like, yeah, somebody does something and I'm like, that's shitty. Why did they do that?
Oh, here's the thing. I judge celebrities all the time.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so much fun. It's like you read those People magazines.
Yeah.
And you know, who wore it better?
Or
I'm
not.
like, oh, I have this one.
Well,
you know?
yeah, and those are like lesser judgments, but then you read some headline that's like, what is it? The Brangelina broke up or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like obviously Brad Pitt's fault, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And I'm like, if I had to pick one actor whose work I appreciated most, it would be Brad Pitt, right? But I would also be like, I could totally see him being like a motherfucking cad. Here's the thing. I honestly just don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
I hope their kids are okay, and I hope that everybody gets the help that I need. You know what I mean? Like, so I've not invested a lot of time in thinking about that, but I will say, yeah, I walked past that magazine article and was like, pass judgment. Like, immediately hit it.
You can't help it. But I have been concerned about, okay, here's a concept.
Sure. Love concepts. Love it.
What is the difference between the celebrity and like the celebrity's art? You know?
Oh, God.
Yes.
Girl.
Gonna get there.
Girl, that is an entirely other episode.
It's probably another episode.
I mean, we can take a swing at it, but like, God, that is a hard question.
It really is.
And it's one of those ones that like, I don't really know that we're ever going to get to because people fucking suck so often.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They suck as people, but their work is excellent, you know? And that's true for everything in your life that you've ever dealt with. And I just immediately went to work. I went to like things I've worked with because I've worked with people who are exceptionally good at their jobs. And you never want anybody else to do them, but they are crappy people.
Yeah.
And at the same, and you're like,
you just have to separate it.
and you have to be like, I'm not getting emotionally or like involved with you. Like, I'm not getting personally involved with you.
Right.
But I want you doing my taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want you recording my album. I want you running my kitchen, you know, something like that. Like, there's so many different kinds of like jobs or responsibilities or things that are like really great, but the person who does them very well is just incredibly shitty in their personal life. Here's the major, I think, line where we can all kind of make a break. And if somebody cheats on their significant other or whatever, and or lies or, you know, whatever, they're just bad at relationships. That's one thing you separate because generally you can just warn somebody about that. If they are actually like a sexual predator or physically violent, and that is where we cut it off.
That's where we
cut
it off.
It doesn't matter how well you run the kitchen. It doesn't matter how good you do my taxes. It doesn't matter how well you record my album. I cannot associate with a sexual predator or a violent person.
I agree with all of that. I think it all comes down to, I think that the art and the artist, that connection does matter, but ultimately, whatever the artist. Okay, I'll do a little story here.
Oh, tell us
a small story.
Tell us a little anecdote.
It's not really an anecdote, but I think of Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, right, okay.
It's he starred in the show Seinfeld, comedian, amazingly talented.
Yeah,
he seems like a cool guy, right?
He seems like a chill guy.
Yeah. There's an interaction that was caught on camera between him and artist Kesha.
Oh, right. That whole thing.
You remember that?
Well, she tried to give him a hug, and he was like, no, I don't know you.
I don't know you. I don't want to hug you. And she kept trying to hug him.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. Okay, so a few things. He seems... I don't know. Some people might say he's being an asshole to Kesha. Some people might say he's being completely normal and she's being the asshole for like trying to hug him. Either way, they're being judged for their own integrity, their own by like a split second interaction.
Yeah, this tiny little bit.
And the same thing with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Like, I don't know who broke them up. It could have been long. Like, we weren't there.
Yeah, we weren't there.
We
don't
weren't
know.
there. The magazines don't know either.
Yeah.
Paparazzis don't know.
That's a really good thing. We're working off of almost no information.
Right.
I will say that with the Seinfeld Kesha thing, if the genders were reversed, it would be completely different opinion because he didn't want to hug her because he didn't know her. So if a man walked up to a woman, tried to hug her, and she said, I don't know you. I don't want you to hug me. Stop it. Knock it off. Everyone would be on her side, right? And that's the thing. Like, he didn't know her. He didn't want to hug her. I'm on his side.
Oh, no. I'm
And I'm not to side, and that's the worst thing that's the worst way to phrase it.
You know what?
I think you're right. It was an awkward interaction between two famous people who were strangers to each other and who are strangers to me. And so, you know, I've had horrible interactions with strangers before, and I thank God it wasn't on a red carpet, you know?
Exactly.
So everybody just gets to walk away, kind of wash your hands and say, let's do better in the future. And by the way, don't try to hug people you don't know.
Well, and I feel sympathy for her, and I feel sympathy for him.
I feel like she got embarrassed.
I get it. I get both
Yeah.
things. Just was bad timing on both of their parts, maybe.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, here we are overanalyzing. You're right. A 10-second interaction.
10-second interaction.
That has nothing to do with either of their respective talents or careers or anything else. Or anything else that has anything to do with them as people. And I think we have to keep that in mind. Like, you just... I've talked about this before, but, like, you got to give people grace as best you can. And sometimes you run out. And that's, you know when you get to that point. But, like... For the time being, until I know information, like, I don't want to, I know that my immediate reaction is to pass judgment, but I want to beat that. I want to be better than my immediate reaction.
Me too. My favorite actor was Bruce Willis for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
I love Bruce Willis.
Who doesn't?
Die Hard fan. Die Hard,
by the way. How is that? I've never heard that. Die Hard fan. Oh my God.
Fan of Die Hard.
Yeah.
And Fifth Element, I love. Anyway, someone told me, Bruce Willis is an asshole. And I'm like, I haven't met him yet.
Yes.
You don't know that.
He hasn't been an asshole to me personally.
You know what? He seems pretty cool to me.
He's fine. I'm sure yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah. And it's great. He has not yet been an asshole to me. And until I have, like, documented evidence.
I will meet Bruce Willis just to prove you wrong.
Just to prove you wrong.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, hey, let's think about something we're going to look up on the internet.
Well, we're going to look up that YouTuber I talked to you about.
Okay. And we're going
to figure out more celebrity questions to ask.
Sure. And I do want to think about the whole niche celebrity thing. How many views does it take? Like on YouTube, for instance, or followers on Instagram for someone to be considered quote unquote famous.
I love it. We could look up Justin Bieber's old videos.
I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do that?
No.
You don't want to do that?
I'm vetoing.
Okay.
That's a hard pass.
Okay. We'll be back. Belieber or not.
Fuck you, Jill.
All right. We'll be back.
Psst. Hey. You. Come here. Me? Come here. I want you to check out this stuff over here. You gotta see this.
I'm not interested, man. I don't need that.
Oh, you just gotta try it. Like, man, it's the best podcast you've ever listened to.
It's a podcast?
Yeah, like it's like I got it like the other day, and I tried it, like, and oh my gosh, it was the best ever. You really, first one's free.
Oh, the free podcast?
First one's free. Tell your friends I'm on this corner every day, dude.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go tell all my friends about the podcast.
Yeah, you should, and go and tell them to go to crudimentary questions.com.
I will do that right away. Thank you, sir.
All right, now get back into that show over there.
And we're back, guys.
We're interneting.
And Jill has graciously, as always, checked out some stuff on the internet.
First of all, we got to re-say that girl's name, Kelsey Impeachake.
Impeachake. This is the YouTuber that Jill likes to watch, who has a Sims family on YouTube.
She is on YouTube, on BuzzFeed Multiplayer. She also has her own channel. I don't watch that. I only watch this. But the first part of this series has 17 million views.
17 million views.
Yeah.
That is a lot more than I thought you were going to say.
17,300,155 views since December 2018.
Oh my God. That's significant.
Less than a year ago.
That's a lot of people watch these videos.
Yeah, like, I think that I watch it because I love The Sims.
Obviously, yeah. This is
a lot of people love The Sims.
This is one of your things.
Yeah.
And I understand that. You know, like if I liked clay modeling, I would probably watch just a fuck ton of clay modeling.
It's a very small
views.
niche.
But yeah,
niche
it's a niche group. And I have no idea how many views the biggest clay modeling YouTuber.
Okay, let's look it up.
Oh my God, we have to find out.
Clay modeling.
Who is the most famous clay modeling person?
Jackson's Art Supplies has 700,000 views.
Okay, but see, that's a lot for something like clay modeling.
Okay, wait, there is someone that, but he's sculpting the Legend of Zelda figurine.
It's still clay modeling.
12 million views.
12 million, gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the nature of celebrity.
Yeah.
And so it is how many views on these new like platforms does it take for someone to actually be considered like a celebrity in that niche?
Right.
Because we know that Tom Cruise is a celebrity. That's an obvious metric.
Well, that's an A-lister.
That's an A-lister, and it's
there's different levels.
There are different levels. And so this Kelsey
Impeachake
is pretty big in the sim world.
Yes, she is.
I mean, good for her.
Good for her. Also, her family is so funny to watch.
Her sim family, by the way.
100 babies she's trying to raise.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fun.
All right, but good to know that like that is I think it's pretty it would be fair to say that Kelsey Impeachake is a celebrity in the sim community.
Yeah, or just YouTube community in general.
Community.
I think that that's a whole niche as well.
Yeah.
I think there's multiple niches.
Yeah.
I don't like the word niche. I
It's-
don't know if I can say it right.
Yeah, I feel like I'm saying it wrong every time I say it.
Niche.
Because kind of you want to say niche or...
It's like her Italian last name.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I do. She told me how to say it in a video.
Sure,
We looked at it on the break. But anyway, I did look up on Yahoo Answers
Oh, good. What
regarding this.
What we got?
How do you become a successful YouTuber?
Lay it on me.
Post regularly. YouTube hosts many successful video bloggers such as...
Don't read their names.
I don't want to. Do your own marketing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for you. Which for some can be hard to compete with when trying to become successful. However, just like all other YouTubers, both of these example YouTube stars, had regularly uploaded videos on a weekly basis. Well, that sounds like work.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of
It's
work.
not like we do any kind of work to like create content
And
that we put out on a regular basis or anything.
Yeah,
Like that.
we've already got full-time jobs here.
Yeah.
Oh no, we do have a YouTube channel actually, Crudimentary Questions on YouTube.
Yep.
Go subscribe. Actually, I haven't checked how many subscribers.
How many subscribers do we have? It's like 8.
I think it's just our friends. It's going to be very sad to look because we don't post regularly. They like post every day. I'm like, I think I might post something once every 6 weeks or about that.
But here's the thing: we're wondering, do we want to be famous? Like, we're not thinking about fame necessarily. I guess we're thinking about content creation. But like, do we want to be YouTube famous, and I guess that's never been a goal of mine.
8 subscribers.
8.
Baby.
I said 7, and we have 8.
We have 8 subscribers.
I win.
And our hottest video is the porno we did.
Yes.
Check it out on YouTube, the porno we made. Yeah. I think it's got like 1,000 views.
Totally.
So many, right?
That's good. That's good amount of views. That's good amount of views.
Anyway, so we can move on. Because I also asked the internet, should you ever meet, what should you do if you ever meet a celebrity? Have you ever thought about that?
Yes. I mean, I'm curious to see what Yahoo Answers says, because it's probably the same thing that I say, which is to do nothing. Just
don't meet them.
Be like because of an old job that I don't have anymore, but I used to have. I met kind of a lot of celebrities. Or I was around them a bit. And my best strategy was to exist as little as possible. It was just to do my job and do nothing. Mm-hmm. And mostly it was because I was meeting them not in any kind of fan sense. I was meeting them in a work sense, you know?
Right.
So they really don't want a person they're working with to gush.
Right.
You know? Because that's not what you're doing right then. They're not in a meet and greet with fans.
No.
You know? Like, they are, you know, going to an event, or, you know, they're doing their job.
They're doing their daily routine.
They're working their charity or whatever. And I'm just usually, I was kind of a handler, facilitator for like certain events.
Oh, okay.
For certain celebrities is the best way I can say it. I did a lot of different kind of work with that, but I will say that most of the time, like, you just had to hang back and like just ask them only the questions that you absolutely had to ask them, which was usually something like, would you like to go this way? Or I had to ask a very famous baseball player once if he wanted to get an Uber or walk to his hotel.
Ooh, which one did he choose?
He wanted to walk.
Oh, cool guy.
It was great. I really
dude.
liked that about him. He was like, fuck an Uber. Like, it's 4 blocks. And I was like, you're right. It's the middle of New York City. We are walking.
Just like regular people.
I
I served Nicole Kidman a bagel one time.
Oh, good for you.
And I really had a panic attack.
Oh, no.
Like, I could not. Well, she was in jogging gear.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But she's very, very tall.
She is very tall. I've seen her as well. Yes.
Yeah, it was very fun, but also nerve-wracking. And also, I didn't know what to do. And also, I didn't do anything like you just suggested.
Well, yeah. Honestly, the best you can do is just, unless you really desperately, unless they are your idol. And especially if you're in a position where they are meeting fans. If they are meeting fans, gush, cry, do what you got to do.
Right.
You know, get it out. Like, get it, girl. Like, do it. You know, but context is king. If you are in a context where they just want to live their life, because totally unrelated to the previous job I mentioned, I had another job where I served Faith Hill. And she walked in without makeup and basically tiptoed up to the counter and didn't give me her real name. And you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like, was just not wanting to be recognized.
Of course.
And so I acted like I had no fucking idea who she was.
That's exactly what she wanted at that time.
Yeah, so at this point, I can honestly say I think I have told one person who was at least semi-famous that I appreciated their work, and it was when I was like 16 years old, and it was a Christian contemporary singer.
Nice.
Yeah, but since then, like, no, I haven't. My interaction with celebrities has been almost entirely professional and basically devoid of any kind of gushing.
Well, here's what the internet recommends.
Good to know. Yahoo Answers.
If you
Talk to me.
Yeah, if you meet a celebrity, what do you do? Is it okay to go and say hi? Do you give them a handshake or a hug? Is it okay to ask to take a picture with them? What should you say? Can you ask them to sign something? Have you ever met a celebrity? What do you do?
Oh my God, I'm going to fucking freak out. Calm down, Yahoo Answers.
So the best answer is yes, but I'd make sure that you're not being too much of a stalker or acting like one, and make sure that you see...
Oh God, we had a sentence structure problem.
That you see... Okay, I'm just going to read this verbatim here. that you see like one celebrity and instead call him, her, another celebrity's name, like you say Nicki Minaj and you say Rihanna. If you're not totally weirded out, then yeah, take a picture, sign something, totally.
I think whoever wrote this had a stroke.
I just had a stroke reading it.
Yeah, like just right smack. You know, can we just say that's bad advice? I don't even... Like, let's move on from the fact that I'm not sure what kind of advice that's even giving.
I'm not sure what they're saying.
It's bad.
Yep.
Honestly, I would say, like, we live in a city that is kind of full of famous people.
Yes.
And so it's not unusual for us to encounter them. And my go-to response has always been, leave them alone.
Leave them alone?
Yeah. I have never in my life felt the need to approach a celebrity that I just strolled into a room and saw.
Yeah. Okay. There was one celebrity I did kind of admit to enjoying their music.
Okay.
But then I got the song wrong.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Okay. This is again, I don't know if anyone knows this famous person, but I used to love him as a kid.
What is it?
Ray Stevens.
Totally. Yeah. Drawing a blank. No idea.
Ray Stevens was a comedy musician.
Okay.
Back in the day, had these music videos that were really, really funny. The most popular one, I'll put this on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
The most popular one was The Streak. Oh yes, I call him The Streak. Boo!
I can honestly tell you that you're speaking gibberish to
I
me
know.
right
He
now.
was really popular in like the
So you saw
80s and 70s.
So you met him.
Oh yeah. So he came into the frame shop while I was working at a frame shop, and he wanted to frame something, and I immediately recognized him. And
Sure.
he's the thing that he was wanting to frame had Ray Stevens all over it.
Yeah. So it's obviously him.
Yeah.
You had 2 points of like a verification that it was him, and then he gave you his ID and it said Ray Stevens.
Yeah,
and then he gave
yeah.
you his social security number,
And I had to say it because I grew up watching his music
sure.
videos. So I said, "Are you the Ray Stevens?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "In the flesh." I don't know. He said something cheesy and it was charming. And I love this man. And I got nervous and I could not remember The Streak or all these other songs that I knew.
But your mind went blank. But you were
My
so
mind
into
went
it.
blank, and I actually said, "Didn't you do the Grandma Got Ran Over by the Reindeer song?"
Oh my god!
And he's like, "No, I didn't do that." I was like, "But you did something like that,
Didn't
right?"
you do like Baby Beluga? He's like, not me.
Not me.
Not me.
I just was like, I could only think of one funny song. I don't know why I thought he did that, and I was wrong. Anyway, he did not, but he did do Mississippi Squirrel Revival, and it's hilarious. And oh my God, you should watch that because it's about a squirrel getting into church.
Okay, that sounds amazing, and I will look that up. However, did this interaction with him turn out well? Like, did you save it, or
I don't know.
you don't?
I blacked out after that. I think I made a mistake. I think I ran out of the frame shop and like didn't go back.
Yeah,
I
like
think
I
he's
quit.
still waiting there.
Yeah, right now Ray Stevens is waiting to get something framed
Oh
with
my God.
his name on it.
This was years ago. He's probably still there. Poor guy. I'm sorry, Ray
Okay, well,
Stevens.
guys, just so you know, if you want to know how to interact with a celebrity you admire, do the opposite of what Jill just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do the opposite.
Well, just, know know that you're going to make a mistake.
But the thing, what the funny thing is, especially the really famous people are probably used to people getting tongue-tied around them, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe he was used to people getting tongue-tied. So not like necessarily getting the song wrong, but just like not knowing what to say, So maybe he forgives you. Maybe he's standing in the frame shop and you are forgiven.
Yeah, I agree.
Let us hope so.
So, yeah, I agree with all that. I think that A, just don't meet celebrities,
Yeah.
and B, if you have to, just don't act like you're a fan. I guess I don't know. I want to adore them, but at the same time, maybe from afar is better.
I prefer to adore from afar unless I have a reason to talk to them.
Yeah.
I had an occasion to actually say words to Emmylou Harris once, and she was working and busy, and I chose not to. And I think I made the right choice.
Okay.
I mean, that's one example, you know, where like I could have been like, can you know, like, but you know, it just seems so like desperate and like unprofessional and just like, you know, this is a hard thing to decide what to do, you know, because the very concept of, you know, somebody famous is just in and of itself strange, I would say.
Right. You don't know them, but you feel like you know them.
You feel like you know them. This is just a very recent example that, you know, I'll just throw out there, is that I am currently working at a restaurant, and we got a call one night at about 7 that Reba McEntire was going to come in.
Ooh,
with like
Reba.
With like a party like 12 or something.
I love it.
And so word just got around, and it kind of bounces around like, Reba McEntire's coming, Reba McEntire's coming, you know, like, and we're, you know, a restaurant that deals with famous people kind of occasionally. So we're like, all right, cool. And I was one of the people assigned to her table. And so like the actual server was a legit fan, but, you know, like we all just kind of treated it like normal, but it was one of those things where you meet somebody, or not meet them, but I will tell you, she is exactly the same way in person that she is like on camera.
That's amazing.
Like her accent that's not a put on at all. Like,
of course not.
That's her accent. I made her laugh and everything was fine, but it is this very surreal thing when you're just kind of looking at this. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm not like a fan, like I don't know country music very well, you know? So, but still being in her presence was still kind of a buzz in and of itself. And like, that's kind of frustrating to even think about. Like, why is it such a buzz to be in the presence of this person who's a total stranger to me and who I don't even really admire?
I don't know. I think fame is addicting or something. Like it's like a glow or something.
Yeah. Fame is it is addictive, but it's all it's an aura that it wafts off a person, and no matter what they do, they just kind of walk around with it. Yeah. And like we were talking about before, like what are the costs of fame? Yeah. One of them, well, wouldn't it be great to walk around with this aura, but also isn't that a lot of responsibility? And isn't that kind of annoying?
It is. Well, I think it just takes a certain type of person. You know, I mean, there's a lot of celebrities that do crash and burn. You know, they go through phases of not being healthy mentally. Yeah. You know, and that's something I think that happens to younger people more than, you know, they're just not prepared for the level of celebrity that they gain. Yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't hurt if you have a ton of fucking money. Then you can just go hang out in your big ass house.
Although I will say, if I had a ridiculous amount of money like celebrities do, I would just be constantly afraid of losing it. I would be the like type of person that would make a vault in underground. And
so this is what I'm getting. I would be a great famous person.
I would be a terrible famous person.
You would be a terrible famous person. Because you would have a vault. You're totally right. You would have a vault underground, but you would also have a panic room.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
A vault and a panic room. Mm-hmm. And that's no fun.
Oh, no, I love it. No, actually, you said that, and I'm like, oh, my God, dreams.
Yeah, that's your dream life.
I just want a room. You know what I want to be like? I want to be like Scrooge McDuck with that, like, swimming pool of coins.
Sure.
Just to, like, lay in
and know that you're okay. And
I want to be the dragon from The Hobbit.
Oh yeah.
Just curl up with my gold.
Yeah, I just want really clean bathrooms, like everywhere. Just really big, really clean bathrooms that other people clean. That's all I want.
That other people clean.
Yeah,
you can't clean them.
Yeah, I don't want to clean them.
You don't want to clean them.
I don't want to clean them.
Just hire someone.
I'm going to hire people to clean them.
Wow. All right. I want to try something new to end our internet sections.
Gotcha.
We're going to do a Google.
Okay.
A Google like autocomplete challenge.
I like that idea. Okay.
What do you want to start with?
Our celebrities.
Something celebrity. Our celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Our celebrities. Okay. So
it's autocompleted.
What Google does is it gives you. There's about 10 suggestions of what it thinks you're trying to search.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a guess on any of these, or do you want me to just read them?
Are celebrities real?
That's not one of them.
Okay, are celebrities alive?
Nope.
God, I'm going for existence here. I gotta get out of that. Are celebrities rich?
No. No, these are.
All right, tell me.
These are interesting.
Give me the top 5.
All right. Are celebrities happy?
Oh fuck.
That's dark.
Yeah, that went right to the heart right there.
Are celebrities on Tinder?
On Tinder?
I legit want to know now.
No. Okay, give me the next 3, but we have to look that one up.
Yeah, we do. Are celebrities lonely?
This is really sad. I'm lonely. Fuck celebrities. I'm lonely.
All right, I'll just go through these quick. Are celebrities narcissists? Are celebrities above the law? Are celebrities paid too much? And are celebrities on between two ferns?
I actually want to know the answer to that one too. But
Okay.
let's go to our celebrities on Tinder first.
Okay.
Because that would be great if they were, because I'm about to decide whether or not I should be on Tinder, and I'm leaning against it. But if it turns out they're on Tinder, then
Oh, Brad Pitt's single.
I know he is single. Come on, man. I really love Fight Club.
It's a good movie. If you've been wondering why celebrities aren't hitting on you on Tinder, it's not you, it's them. Celebs apparently are allowed to use a secret special version of Tinder called Tinder Select.
No fucking way.
Oh my God. Well, I've decided I want to be famous.
Okay.
now.
now. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I am
Yeah.
a married woman.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Tinder
Okay,
anybody.
but no. I want to be famous. Get
But
me
if
on
Jeff Goldblum is on Tinder and, he's into it and my husband allows it.
Hey,
Which I'm sure he will.
He's got that's your pass, man. You got
it's
the
Jeff
celebrity pass.
Goldblum.
I'm just saying, I'm single, and get me on that Tinder Select.
Tinder
man.
Select.
Let's
All right,
get
well,
me famous just
Sandy,
for that.
you got to do something or find some reason why people will like you.
That is, again, work. That's a lot of work. And I
This
think
is
we've
how you become a
established
celebrity.
we've established I don't like to work.
Okay. All right. So
Tell me about. Can
Oh.
you tell me about Tinder Select real quick? Like, I don't want to just let that hang.
Tinder Select. I have nothing. I have no.
That's
I have
totally
no
fine.
info. Tinder Select is a secret, members-only version of the app. Oh, okay. You have to be invited.
Okay. All right. That's
you
gotta
have
be
to
it.
be nominated.
Nominated.
But those who were nominated can't nominate anyone else, which prevents the members-only. Ooh, this is sounding very
This is a
secretive and elite.
This is like Illuminati shit.
I'm excited. Ooh, maybe it's the way they set up their meetings.
It is.
We'll talk about that in our conspiracy episode.
That sounds great. All right, so we are gonna switch to our call a guy.
Yes.
segment.
Yeah, we're gonna ask him some celebrity questions and figure it out. We will be back.
Ask a guy. We need a man's opinion, so we'll ask a guy.
Hello.
Hey, Tavius. Welcome to Crudimentary Questions.
Hey guys.
We have a question for you.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping how this would go.
I mean, that's predictable, I
Yes,
guess.
how it works.
Yeah. I'm getting the system down, I think.
All right. Do you want to be famous?
I like a good
That's
growl.
See, that's a rough question. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. I would like in certain industries to have renown.
This is something we've discussed today.
Right. So I mean, I would personally like to have the ability to move throughout the entertainment industry more fluidly without per se anybody ever wanting my autograph.
Oh.
Okay, so you don't want to be like recognized in public necessarily.
Right.
You don't want to be harassed on the street or at the Waffle
No.
House.
So
No. Even with a lot of the art I have done in my past, I tend to hide my face.
Would you wear a Sia wig?
I was in a Doctor Who band and I wore a skull face mask.
I love that. I love that you want to be famous, but anonymous at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I like being me and being able to not. I don't want anybody to care about what I do in my regular life. Like,
So
what
I think I'm getting from this is that you want your work to be known, but not you.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, I mean, I think that's.
Yeah.
I think that's very noble and all of that. But is there any celebrity that you particularly would like to meet?
Alive, I'm assuming we're doing.
We're gonna go with alive. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go with just Neil Gaiman right at the moment.
Nice.
Or Mike Schur. I don't know. I'm somewhere between the two.
I don't know who that is.
Mike Schur's the guy who did Parks and Recreation, The Good Place, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, but I do know his art.
Yeah, he is a showrunner that is known for making very free to create workspaces and being equitable, and The Good Place has 50% male and 50% female directors and writers, and
Oh, that's
he's
awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
What would you ask him if you met him?
What would you say to your idol? Come on, man. What would you say?
I'll be like, "What's up, bro? Yeah, good stuff." And I just turn around. No. I mean, what's the scenario? Are we sitting in a dark lit bar just next to each other chatting? Are we meeting on a workplace? I need
Yeah.
Okay,
a
context.
scenario.
Important. It's important.
Okay, so the scenario is that you are behind him in line at Starbucks.
I love that.
I would leave him alone.
Yeah.
Right. I swear to God, that is exactly what Jill and I just said. We're like, you got to leave your idols alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If
there's no. We're not meeting each other. We're in the same environment, and he's living his life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what if it was a lineup at a convention or something, and he's signing autographs? Would you say anything besides sign this, or just leave it at that?
I would say thank you. Your work is very inspiring. That's it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I love that. I want to go back to the Doctor Who band you were in. Okay.
Because we kind of just slid right past that.
We slid past that, and I want to go back because you guys got kind of famous through that, right? Are you famous?
Yeah, we got
Tavis, are you famous?
No. Some nerds will know who I am. Nerds of a specific thing. That's it. Lots of people heard a cover we did. We did some cons, and people at cons, some of them know who we are.
Yeah. Well, and we talk a lot
Doctor
about.
Who band.
Go ahead.
Legs
Sorry.
Knows Robinson. There's this self-promotion for a band that no longer exists. But yeah, Legs Knows Robinson. Doctor Who reference to Doctor Who reference.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've established that you have a very similar idea of your enjoyment or engagement with fame that Jill and I do. But let's just go out of the box. Let's just fly out of the box.
All right.
And let's say you're on an airplane and you're in first class and you are seated next to Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Do you acknowledge it? Do you do anything? How do you feel? Because obviously you're a person who doesn't really appreciate the trappings of fame so much, but you do know that it exists. So
do you sneak a selfie photo
not
without his knowledge? Maybe.
I definitely don't seek no selfie photo without the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably ask at the end of the flight if I could get a picture with the person.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Respectful.
And if no regular conversation started itself in any regular way, then I wouldn't talk to the person.
Really? You'd sit next to Tom Cruise, it's a 14-hour flight. Like, it's LA to Sydney, Australia.
So I mean, at some point, we're probably going to have a normal person conversation, and then I just have a normal person conversation. Of course, there's nothing about Tom Cruise that I really want to know other than what normal conversation you'd have.
Right.
So we'd probably end up talking about whatever was on the movie screen. Hopefully it's not Tom Cruise.
And hopefully it's not him.
Oh my gosh! But if you could watch a Tom Cruise movie with Tom Cruise, that would be amazing.
I think
at that point you have to bring up, that obviously.
You might have to acknowledge that he's Tom Cruise at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Top Gun is playing on your 14-hour flight to Sydney, Australia, when you're sitting next to Tom Cruise, you should probably acknowledge it.
At Gold Rush back in the day, I've sat next to Eddie Vedder twice, and we just had regular conversation.
Wow.
I didn't bring it up because that's not what he's doing there. That's not what he's doing there. He's not sitting in the dark hole on a Sunday night at the Gold Rush because he wants people to talk about how he's Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, and so you're doing exactly what you would fear if you were famous. Like, you don't want people to come up with you and interrupt your daily life with, probably the same questions over and over again they get asked.
Yeah. No way.
That's good, Tavius.
Yeah, that's very sweet of you. And I just imagine that it's something that they probably appreciate too, that they can have just like a laid back drink or something and not have to worry about it.
I mean, for me, like, as somebody who makes weird art, like, when I talk about my art, I like talking about it, sure. But when I'm not talking about it, like when I do an art show or anything, what I like my friends to do after they see it is to go to a bar and pretend like nothing just happened.
That's interesting.
Like let's not talk about the show. Let's just. I've spent all this time thinking about this show and this art. I would rather now just pretend like we're normal people.
Yeah, I could see that. You want to separate. It's like compartmentalizing. You just want to relax after the art.
Right. And so, like, just reliving it, I don't know. So to me, it'd be stressful, I guess, to, like, these people who just are either standing in line or sitting at a bar or sitting in a plane, like, unless Tom Cruise is like, hey, so I was doing this Mission Impossible thing and I was thinking, like, I'm not gonna.
You're like, if Tom Cruise wants to talk about Mission Impossible, like, he can.
And I'll have questions. I'm not uninterested. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but whatever.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
definitely Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
he's always Tom Cruise. He's good at Tom.
He's good at being Tom Cruise.
So
yeah.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
If you were so famous, maybe on accident, maybe it happened without you even.
Maybe you licked a donut.
Maybe you licked a donut in public and it went viral. And for whatever reason, paparazzi started following you. Do you know how you would treat someone trying to invade your personal space like that? Would you punch them in the face?
Yeah.
It just depends on the level of personal space and if anybody's being threatened. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
As long as nobody's being threatened, I guess I put myself here somehow.
You mean you kind of blame yourself for being famous?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I guess part of the bit. I would hope to make my real life so uninteresting that they just stop following me.
Oh, that's a good technique.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like famous people that don't have a bunch of paparazzi because they just don't do anything interesting.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're like, but I guess the nature of celebrity, one of the things Jill and I were talking about earlier, is that, there are people who will follow, a celebrity to get yogurt,
Right.
Like they're not,
right.
They are actually, or like she said, he's wearing a sweatshirt. What do we do?
Celebrities are just like us.
Yeah. And like that, there is a level of our culture that wants to latch on to the lives of these people, no matter how uninteresting they are. And I'm just,
Well, it's parasocial. Like, which, I mean, and it's impossible not to be parasocial. We all have, like, you know, I feel like Will Smith's a brother to me because I grew up watching The Fresh Prince. I don't know him. He doesn't know who I am. He has no clue who I am. No, like, so that's a weird relationship. But I also understand that he's a person. And once people stop making them people and make them objects, then they fantasize about them like objects.
totally.
Right.
And whether that's them wanting to be that or wanting that from that person. I saw a meme, and I didn't fact check the meme, but it was about Robert Pattinson saying that he had somebody that was stalking him and sat outside of his room the whole time he was filming something. And he went downstairs and took the person out to dinner and just spent the whole time complaining about his life. And she never came back.
Oh, what a great
my
great
gosh.
That's a good strategy. Just be like, look, I'm awful. I know that you have put me on a pedestal and you have idealized me, but like I'm super shitty and you do not want to spend time with me.
Wow.
Yeah. Now women celebrities don't exactly have that same option,
Sure.
but like, but I think that's the point, right? Is to just like, we're all just miserable people who are happy people who want to be happy, trying to do stuff like.
Well,
Yeah.
Just because they're at God level or have like ability for all these people to watch them and money, they still just want to eat a sandwich, man.
They want to eat a damn sandwich in peace.
Yeah.
they want to eat a goddamn sandwich. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to eat a goddamn sandwich right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tavius, for being on our show.
Sure. It's always fun. I enjoy it a lot.
Well, and thank you for, at a conversation that I feel like can go so deep when we discuss like art versus creators and everything. And I'm just so glad we got to talk to an actual artist and creator and you've obviously thought about all of this. And so have we. We very much appreciate it.
Yes, and I'm going to go listen to your Doctor Who cover band.
Oh, sure.
And
It's not a cover band.
it's not a cover band?
No, we covered nothing. All original songs based in the world of Doctor Who. We're sick. It's a problem.
Right.
Can you just say the name?
Legs, Nose, Robinson.
Legs, Nose, Robinson.
Got it.
I love it. For all the Doctor Who fans out there,
So many.
check it out. Oh my gosh. And also
Thanks,
check
guys.
out Tavius's podcast, Spooning in the Apocalypse, because it's amazing.
Oh, yeah, Spooning in the Apocalypse. It's a weird place. It's a comedy. It's dark. Check it out.
It's great.
It's batshit crazy and it's hilarious.
Yes. Thanks again, Tavius. Bye.
Thanks, guys. You're always fantastic. Bye.
Bye. That is the conclusion of our episode about celebrities.
Yes. Thank you, Tavius, for you really got in there with the like psychology and philosophy of.
To be fair, we did too.
We did.
Like, there's a lot that's funny about celebrities, but there's also a lot that's very, dark and thoughtful about the very nature of celebrity.
Yes, and sensual too. Like when you think of Jeff Goldblum and his many.
Let us end where we began, which is
Yes.
that Jeff Goldblum is hot. He's in his 60s, and both of us would
He's
fuck him
ageless.
at the same time.
He's timeless.
Just, I'm gonna go watch Jurassic Park and just fast forward or whatever, like skip to all his scenes because
Yep.
holy shit! And his shirt is unbuttoned like halfway for most of the movie.
Oh, no, I know.
It's a joy. It's
I know.
a joy. So anyway, in conclusion, the nature of celebrity is complicated. Mostly it's shallow. Sometimes it's deep. But Jeff Goldblum, he can fuck me any day.
Forever and always. All right. Well, till next time.
Stay crude.
My dude.